This game is super wacky. I don't know how else to describe it. I love this game. I can't even understand what's going on half the time.
What am I?
But my brain gets all happy and stuff. I'll start this video by saying I've never actually played a boomer shooter before, but man, I've been missing out. Maybe I'm just playing the wrong FPS games, because if these games are anything like this one, I definitely need to check out more single-player FPS games, because Roboquest is a fun as hell game, and man does this game know it. Developers don't add rocket jumping, hopping on enemies, and jetpacks on accident. This game does everything in its power to make the act of playing it an insanely good time. Roboquest, without a shadow of a doubt, takes the cake for my favorite FPS game of all time. So, what do you do in this game, I hear you asking? Great question, random viewer. The answer is simple. Kill. Murder everything on sight. Show no mercy. Unless it's a funny chef guy, he's pretty chill. 85% of this game is just killing every single little robot and then moving on and killing more robots until you reach the end of the game. Now that might sound a little bit boring, but do not worry. This game has a lot to make killing enemies not boring. When you go to start a run, you can pick from one of 6 classes in this game. Most of the uses of these classes are pretty straightforward. I mean, none of these class names are groundbreaking. I've seen the name Commando used in like 5 games at this point. The thing that sets these classes apart and makes them really fun to play is that they all have unique upgrade trees. Now, what does that mean? Well, every single character in this game has like 25 different abilities you can pick from. And in a run, you can only pick 4. And they have synergies. What is going on here? You can play this entire game about shooting robots with guns, with just a hammer. What am I watching? Like, what? That is one extremely specific thing you can do on a single character. There are 5 more characters in this game, all having unique upgrades. The stuff you can create in this game is insane. You can have builds centered around one-shotting everything you see. You can cycle between fire, lightning, and ice. You can blast huge groups of enemies with a giant shotgun. This game really does put a focus on giving you tools to mess around with, and that's just the upgrade system. Like any good roguelike, this game also has a truckload of items for you to pick up and mess around with. If I'm being honest though, these items are sorta boring. Like, you got a 10% damage against flying enemies, 4% bonus armor, 10% damage against turrets. Yeah, as lame as a lot of these items are though, in combination with the perk system, the extra damage buffs do add up. It also helps that instead of outright giving you a chest, the game gives you a little parkour course to complete, which is actually pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. The movement in this game is so buttery smooth that the extra little parkour course justifies being here. These chests also contain a whole bunch of different weapons. I'm not really going to go into detail though, since the weapons are exactly what you think they are. Instead, I'm going to talk about my personal favorite aspect of this game, which is the bosses. I think most of the boss concepts from this game came from people looking at it and going, huh, rail grinding's pretty fun. Yeah, okay, let's make that into a boss fight. For example, you got Beetle Royale. He's literally just Fall Guys Hexagon. Like, I'm not making this up. Like, if you stand on a platform for too long, it disappears. And his name is Beetle Royale. Billy Boom is literally just a bomb. But, hey, he's a pretty fun boss fight. Then there's Uncle Jim, who is unironically the most difficult boss in this game. And it's not even close. There's nothing else to say. If you buy this game and encounter Uncle Jim, you will know exactly what I mean. Anyways, the last thing I want to mention about this game is how good its replayability is. You can complete the main game, and even do a couple extra runs, and still miss out on a whole bunch of side content. There are still tons of characters, items, and stages that you can find after beating the game. Side content is always welcome, especially in roguelikes. One of my favorite secrets in this game is there's always this robot that's on stage 1 that looks different from the other ones, but you don't really know why. But then you learn you can pick him up and he becomes your best friend forever. You can literally start using him as a gun. There is some tedious collectibles to get that just unlock lore. If you're interested in the lore, it's worth going for, but otherwise there isn't much reason to get these. There's also some downright illegal places that they're hidden in. Like, how are you supposed to find this out? But there's also collectibles that unlock more content. Anything's worth it to get the grappling hook in this game. The grappling hook is pretty much this game's creative mode. A nice thing about this game is that if you're not a big single player guy, you can still do all this, but with a friend. But I didn't have a friend to record this video with. No, I had to play with a random person, and that random person happened to be Eminem Slim Shady. Thank you, Eminem, for supporting small creators. The reason I made this video is so that my friends would buy this game. Come on, guys, please buy this game. It's really, really good. I don't want to play with Slim Shady anymore. Slim Shady is really bad at the game. Please buy the game!